Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about the AETHER Joshua Tree Palette and the Crystal Charged Cheek Palette. So if you are interested in either of these products, stick around. Also, there's a sale going on at AETHER, so don't forget to check out that link in the description box down below. Use the code MAYLOVE for a 25% off discount. So if you didn't watch my other AETHER video on the Summer Solstice palette, then you wouldn't know that I started with the Crystal Charged Cheek palette first, and then I moved into eyeshadow. I'm going to reverse that today just because the cheek color that I'm going to try to use is this one up here in the shade Self Love. It is very pinky, and I saved it for this look with Joshua Tree because I kind of wanted to go all out color, but it's also a little intimidating and I feel like I won't know exactly how much of it I want to use. Same with like highlight. Bless you. Cats are sneezing. I don't know how much I want to use until I get into the actual eye look and have that completed. So let me show you what I'm thinking for today's look. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is the Joshua Tree palette. It's what we're working with. I am thinking I want to go with some green tones today, and I don't want to go too dark. I actually kind of want to stay in this light yellowy green color, and maybe this one up here. Maybe work in a little bit of brown or like really light pink, but I kind of want to keep it really like a fresh springy look today. Also, if you're wondering, what I already have on my face is the, oh gosh, I did the Mineral Fusion Concealer Duo. It has a color correcting shade which I used to the nines today. I woke up and I was just lit up like a red and blue Christmas tree. Like I had red dots all over my face and I had blue under eye circles and it was just not happening. So I made sure that I color corrected a little bit today, which I don't always do. And then I went in with the concealer shade in that little duo. I've already filmed my Mineral Fusion video, but I kind of put it on hold because I wanted to, one, share my AETHER stash with you guys sooner when the sale is going on, but also be able to kind of show you what the sale offers in some of their most popular palettes. So I wanted to come out with these first, but next Wednesday I am planning on having my Mineral Fusion video come out, and in that one I use my concealer duo, so make sure to check that out in a couple days if you're curious about Mineral Fusion. After concealer I used the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation, and I used the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. Okay, we are going to get right into this palette today, guys. I think I want to start with this color up here called Citrine. I feel like it's coming across on camera kind of green. It is a really pretty yellow. Let me swatch it actually for you guys first. Maybe that'll help you kind of see. See, on my hand it's coming across much more of like a mustardy yellow. I'm going to go in with a packing brush. So in my first video I really learned how I best apply these, and I think this will be better to start with. And I'm going to try to do all of this in my viewfinder. Okay, so Citrine is on the eye, and for today's look I kind of want to not do a blown out look that's like up to the eyebrows, or I really like enhance my crease or anything. I feel like I've been doing that a lot on the channel lately, but I do kind of want to drag it out a little bit. So you'll see that I kind of started that with the Citrine shade. And then, oh my gosh, I am so excited. Okay, I want to go into this shade up here, this like forest green shade, which is called Joshua Tree, the palette's namesake. But I want to go really light with this at first. So I'm going to dip into this with a fluffy brush and just start very slowly. Oh, I feel like I'm going so high because that's what I usually do. Okay, going into my natural crease. Just going to start slowly building this up. Okay guys, so just a little bit of an update while I'm in the middle of doing this. As I'm going, I'm kind of getting inspo, and I think what I want to do is take the green through the crease and out, do this little wing-like shape, and then I kind of want to bring it back down and have this almost V hugging the lash line, and then like kind of fill it in right here. So I'm going to work on that a little bit more, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I really like how that's looking. I think what's really going to bring it together is putting Joshua Tree on the lower lash line, maybe with a hit of Citrine like right in the center or in the inner corner. But I do want to clean up these lines just a little bit because I feel like I went a little crazy. I do like the length of it, but I want to take away some of the upper and lower color. Oh, I need some chai. Okay guys, so I'm going to do just that. I'm going to go with the Joshua Tree shade and take it in probably just on the, probably actually all the way into like 2/3. And then on the inner third of the eye, I'm going to try to just pack citrine there. And I will fast forward you through this part so you can see it. Alright guys, so it is done, and I really love this look. This is really outside my comfort zone. I don't do this very much, and I'm thinking what I want to do just to really complete it is go into this shade down here, which is kind of like a tealy green shade, and it is called Agave. And I want to line the upper lash line with this and maybe like smoke it out, kind of emphasize this like elongated part that we have here. So I'm going to do that really fast. Okay, so this is exciting. I actually just did a small wing out. I guess it's not that small. But I just did a wing out, and I was gonna smoke that out, but I think it looks really pretty defined like that. So I'm gonna leave it like that. The one other thing that I really want to do is go in just with my finger into citrine and kind of pack that right in this area, because I just want that yellow to really pop a little bit more. And then once I do that, I'm going to go in with just this fluffy brush to kind of blend all the colors together. Alright guys, so that is it for the eyeshadow. I'm going to do this on the other eye, and then I'm going to go in with mascara, I'm going to do brows, and I'm going to do, oh, I won't do lips yet, but I'll come back with a couple options, and then we'll jump into the cheek palette. Alright guys, so I am back. I've done brows and mascara. For brows, I used the Pacifica eyebrow gloss and set, and then I did Thrive mascara for my lashes. So we are ready to move into the cheek palette. So just as a reminder, this is the shade we're trying to make work today. So I could do something more muted, but I actually do really just want to play with this. So I'm just going to dip into this, go really light, and just start applying. So in my other video, I mentioned that this shade looked different on my skin than it did in the pan, and it just kind of surprised me, and this blush is no different. I really expected it to be this super pigmented, almost unusable pink, which is why I was going in so light with it, and a light hand definitely helps with these blushes. Guys, I'm actually glad that I used this for this look. It is so bright. I feel like it's bringing that springy vibe that I wanted. I went a little bit darker on the eyes than I wanted to. What else is new? I just can't stop applying shadows. It's an issue I have. But I'm going to just a little bit on the tip of my nose, a little bit up here too, and we're just going to call it a day on this gorgeous blush. Next, we are going to go into this highlighter. So I've already used this one. I know that I love it. It is not nearly as like glitzy as the other Aether highlighters, like the single pan ones that you can buy, which I think was purposeful. And I think I've heard a lot of people say that the one in this palette or in the other, I think it's called Ruby, the other tone of this palette that you can get for deeper skin tones, that this highlight is just really beautiful, but a little bit more user-friendly, whereas the other Aether highlight options in the single pans are just like, I think Khaki just calls them liquid magic, or like painting with magic, because they are just so glittery and beautiful, and I'm really excited about those, and I will obviously get those one day. But I'm in my 20s, and buying 3 palettes from Aether put me out so much, even with the sale going on, so it's going to be a little while before I buy more makeup. One thing I've also noticed since using this highlight is that it's one of the only highlights that I really enjoy using on the top of like the center of my cheeks. I usually apply a highlight just right here, but this kind of highlight just gives you a really healthy, like juicy glow to the cheeks that I really, really love. So I'm gonna stop applying this. I'm gonna do it. I'm just put it down. But I really recommend this. I will talk about both of these palettes in just a second, but now we gotta decide what we want to do with lips, and I have a couple options. Okay, so I think my front runners are either this Healthy Lip from Physicians Formula. This is in the shade All Natural Nude, and it has a little bit of a peachy tone to it that I just think would complement this look really, really well. I also have just a clear lip lacquer, which I think could look absolutely just like juicy and beautiful with this look. And then I have this Pacifica gloss, which is still very, very peachy, but I figured like it would be a lot more warm toned if we wanted to go for that. Although now that I'm holding this up in the camera, I think that is just not gonna work. Between these two options though, what I did do was if I use this, I pulled out this lip liner that I never use. It's from Inika, and I like the Inika liners. I have one other from them, but this is just a truly bronzy shade. This is the color on the bottom of it. So it's basically gold, and I thought it could look really cool to line my lips with kind of like a golden shade to complement this yellowy thing we have going on, and then go over it with a clear lip lacquer. I think that's what I'm gonna do actually, just because I'm curious what it'll look like. And I don't use this very much, so I want to try using it a little more. Okay, so before I even go in with the lip lacquer, I really want to show you guys what this liner looks like. So it is nude-ish, but it is very glittery. It's just very shimmery. It brings a lot of light to the lips, which I think is kind of fun. I don't use it a ton. Maybe I should use it more. But I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. lip lacquer. I have this in the shade Bubbles, so it looks clear, but this is the version with a little bit of shimmer in it as well. They do have just clear, like, I mean, they have a clear tone, but they also have other colors that don't have shimmers in it. So if you're interested in this, it's actually a really nice, cheap option. It's cruelty-free. I like it a lot. Oh, that was such a good choice. I'm really liking how that looks. Okay, so just up close, this is what we've got going on, guys. This looks so natural and beautiful. I think because I didn't try this in my other video, I'm going to spray this down with rose water and just kind of pat it out. So I have this beauty blender here. This side is clean. I use this for foundation, but I'm going to use the clean side and just kind of blot these products into the face, and then use my fan to just kind of help that dry. I got this fan in Mexico when I lived there for a couple months when I was 16, and my neighbor across the street made these and sold them for a living. I don't think she made them from scratch, but you know, she got the parts and sold them on the street. It was a really touristy area, so she would go to like the biggest park in town and sell them, and a ton of tourists loved them. But I didn't get one in my time there, and so she ended up making one for me, so this has a lot of sentimental meaning to me. Alright guys, so the look is done. Let's talk about these palettes. So we're going to start with the Joshua Tree palette. I'm going to show you it again just because it's so beautiful. These shades are really unique, not only in clean beauty. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on how amazing it is that we have such colorful products now in clean beauty. The nice thing about this too is if you've seen the rest of the eyeshadow palettes in the Aether line, none of them are all matte. This is the only one that has all matte shades. I really like this palette for that reason, and I think matte formulas are really telling for a company's formulation process because mattes get patchy. If a glitter or shimmer gets patchy, you can kind of hide it or mask it. You can't hide it with matte shades, and this is just so beautiful, guys. I'm really liking this look. As far as which one I'm more excited about, this one or the Summer Solstice palette, I am so surprised to say this, but I think I'm more excited about this one. The Summer Solstice palette is beautiful. Let me grab it really fast. This palette is really cool because you can use it in the summer, you can use it in the spring, you can use it in the fall especially. It would be really beautiful. And it's got amazing shades. It's got 4 mattes though, and 8 shimmers or satins or whatever. So this is kind of the layout that most of the Aether eyeshadow palettes have as far as like actual finish. So this is usually what you're getting. I am super excited about this palette too. I got this gorgeous sunsetty look in my other video when I tried this for the first time. So just for your information, this is usually $58 on the Aether website or on Sephora, wherever you get it. But during the sale, you should be able to get it for $43.50 or something like that. And then let's talk about the Cheek palette.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section.
Let's start that over again. Let's talk about the Cheek palette. So I am super excited about this, and actually what surprised me today is I already loved this in my other video when I used the shade Compassion and the highlighter Heart, but using Self-Love today actually made me fall in love with it more. I think it is so beautiful, and now I don't know which one of the blushes I like more. I love the Heart shade, so I mentioned in my other video that this, I think it usually retails for $44 or something like that. Sorry, don't quote me. But during the sale, you can get it in the 30s. I mentioned in my other video that I don't think I would pay in the 40s for it normally, but in the 30s seems more accurate to me. Alright guys, so that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.